story about your car and your car insurance. When was the last time you read your policy? If you happen to get into an accident, you might be very surprised about how your car will be repaired.
The consumer's entitled to new parts.
Mechanic Steve Behrndt says if he repairs cars the way insurance companies want him to, he fears in some cases he's putting his customers' safety at risk. For instance, in repairing this Toyota Sienna, the insurance company is telling him to use used parts from a junkyard when replacing parts that specifically have to do with how the van handles.
We have no way of checking the integrity of the used parts. So they want us to go to a vehicle that was already in an accident, have those parts removed from that vehicle, and then put on our customer's car. Can't do it.
Behrndt says when replacing the brake rotor, the ball joint, and bearings, he feels strongly safety is compromised by installing used parts. But he also says he has no problem using used parts that do not impact safety and that he can inspect.
There are no moving parts on the subframe. For this reason, we can measure it, we can check it out, and we can find out whether the part is a safe part to put in the car or not, versus the bearings and the lower ball joints, which we cannot check.
DiBono is executive director of Pennsylvania Association of Automotive Trade. He says the issue is insurance companies look to save money by only agreeing to pay for used parts when used parts are available in the marketplace, and their focus is on saving money.
Every time there's an accident, instead of rallying around the consumer and saying, hey, you paid us all this money all these years, and we're your advocate, and we're your friend, and we're going to make sure that car is repaired, they take a look at it and they say, okay, how can we save money on this repair job?
When you have car insurance, you might not read the small print, but the truth of the matter is that there may be a stipulation that your insurance company can mandate not only what parts get put in your car, but also where you have the work done.
Fallon says if you don't like what your insurance company is saying in terms of what parts they'll pay for, keep fighting. Also, read your policy when you buy it. Be aware there are different levels of policies. Some will always pay for new parts to be used. With others, in the fine print, they'll say that used parts can be used. And most insurance companies do sell some kind of policy that allows for used parts, suggesting that that keeps everyone's premiums lower. Now, the owner of the Sienna is a State Farm policyholder. Now, with regard to the safety concerns about installing used parts on the Sienna, State Farm tells us the law does require special attention to the condition and integrity of these parts, especially those affecting the safety of the vehicle. Only undamaged recycled parts are considered as replacements. They also say these parts must be appropriate for the repair, of good quality, and with no defect. But it's important for you to know what your policy says, so go dig it out of wherever and find out.
And a lot of people may not even have considered that fact. Yeah. Thanks, Trace.
Sure.
Winter